kind of on the same page. We're all very happy at where it's going, where it's leading. I mean, I don't know, I don't have any high expectations of like selling 1 million records or anything stupid like that, but I just feel like musically this is, I'm gonna want to probably play this, all year, and definitely get in. Very happy about the writing, so.
It came together with a certain ease and that we'd never experienced before making a record. And so that was kind of like new for us, just to write the songs really quickly, record them really quickly, and not feel like we were like caught up or stuck in any one problem.
We never set out to go, oh, let's reclaim our roots, let's go listen to the old records and try to get back. And it seems like we're always trying to do something different, with each album. We're not necessarily repeating our past. Well, I think it's more focused, and like, I feel like there's more of a, for us, the songs are just to the point, not really a lot of meandering. And I feel like we're just saying what we have to say.
So I'm hoping that I can get the frames tonight to put them up. And they comprise the ongoing narrative here.
Well, it's always been like
Where he is
a part of the Trail of Dead aesthetic, even from the beginning. So it just, it's definitely something he's been working on for years and years and is getting better and better at it all the time. So I don't know, it fits, in some strange way,
Yeah. It's hard to kind of talk about a plot that has so many plot points.
Yeah.
The easiest thing for me to do is when I just publish the stories, because then people can read it and kind of like get it. There's like this kind of like visual representation of the story with the record that is kind of in comic form, but in my mind it's a book, it's a novel that I've been working on. So the real thing for me is like the writing of the actual prose, the text. And one chapter of that is coming out with the media book that comes out in Europe.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I am excited about the book because I don't think anyone's really, that's the thing I've revealed the least of.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to get feedback on that. In the plot that I made up, I said that was the Tao of the Dead, was the book that the captain had, and that was kind of just like an easy plot device to fit the title into it. I kind of think of it as more of like it's a journal that was left behind by someone. Because when we came up with the title, I looked on the internet to see if there was an actual Tao of the Dead, and there's not. I was quite surprised. I could have sworn that there would have been already a book out there with that title.
That was funny because we found this book, the Tao Te Ching. It was like the only book in the studio that we were recording at. I'm like, whoa, this is interesting, the Tao Te Ching, And we were just flipping through it and getting like this lyrical inspiration. Just it had this, because a lot of the text is just a very kind of like how to live your life sort of, things, going on there, I guess we probably needed it, It's like kind of like one of those things where you're reading it and you're like, oh, yeah, I could use this, and, it puts things in perspective, it puts life in perspective.
Past those frozen trees, past all those haunted, frightened leaves, out to a windy beach, far from the twisted reach of crazy sorrow, And when we get there,
I think there's that connection,
Yeah.
You're definitely, you're kind of like looking at it as, you know, that is your form of worship, you know, church, or, you know, there's always that. I mean, because like some of the best shows that I went to were like kind of like almost like fervent, weird, crazy spectacles that were almost like, you know, people were just caught up into the music so much that they were losing themselves, you know. Like when I would go see Fugazi and in the 90s, there was that intensity, you know, that like people were completely just caught in the moment, and you know, they're in this state of, I guess, just losing themselves, you know, some way. Yeah. I mean, music can be also mundane or too, you know, I mean, usually I try to shy away from music that's mundane. It doesn't move me, you know. Hey, this is Jason Reese from Annual Know Us by the Trail of Dead, and you can check out our music on Baeble.
Great.